I'm like second to last to speak today, and that's really a tall order for me because I think that I've been preceded by some brilliant words, some brilliant women. So you will forgive me if I do repeat, but I think that the message I've been tasked to speak about, she innovates, and that's going to be my topic for today. Right, yes, so this wasn't Claude. For you that don't know, Claude doesn't do so well with pictures, doesn't do pictures really at all. So this was courtesy of Copilot. And I want to talk today, when you're talking about innovation, I think the big elephant in the room is artificial intelligence. So I promise I won't bore you, and unfortunately it's not a technical conversation today, so there are no pink cats. Last year we had the pink cat, there are no pink cats this year, it's just going to be me waffling with a bit of beautiful imagery. So I saw a lot of ladies, I was watching the crowd and I saw a lot of ladies like really having something going on with their phones, and that's what I want to start with. You know, it's ping, scroll, swipe and repeat. And modern life can really feel a bit like the Wizard of Oz at times. We are swept away in its dashboards and its pings and its notifications and its prompts and its passwords, and it's just too much noise. It's too much noise. And I think, you know, everything is moving, sort of like the image, everything is moving around us, all the lights of all the devices, everything is glowing, everything is smart. So underneath all of that noise, and I think Carmine touched on it, Debbie touched on it, the human being, what are most of us actually looking for? And I think that we're not looking for obviously more noise, more complexity, or more hype. We are actually looking for home. And home in this context is not a house. Home is clarity, it is dignity, and it is trust. It is technology that gives us back time, doesn't steal it. It is innovation that helps us live more fully human lives. So you might have also heard me, and I do say this a lot, so do forgive me, but I think the message is clear here. I don't want AI to write my poetry. I want it to do my dishes so that I have time to write my poetry. The real question here is not whether technology is powerful. Of course it is powerful. The real question is what kind of world is it helping us build? And more than that, who is laying the rails? You know, you have to forgive me, I'm used to a mouse. So let's just take a backtrack and look at you know, what is AI? I'm not going to go technical here, but I want to talk about what it is fundamentally and what it is not, because I think this is still a point of confusion. I saw a social media post yesterday about a guy, I think his name was Glenn, and he had a relationship with Gemini. It went on for many, many months, and even though Gemini, now those of you who know me, just a little bit scared of Google and all the invasiveness and the privacy issues, but Gemini, if you asked Gemini a couple of months ago to help you build a bomb, then Gemini would do that for you. Okay? These days you'll notice that more and more of these tools, you ask them to do something inappropriate, maybe you copy-paste that assignment question in and you say, I need help answering this, there's going to be more kickback, and that is because there are rails being put in place to protect us from AI, because AI was not born. We have to understand that. It was built. It does not arrive with wisdom, it arrives with appetite. It learns from what we feed it. Our data, our language, our priorities, our incentives, and our values, which is scary. So when people ask me whether AI is good or bad, I think that is the wrong first question. It's more like a child that we are collectively raising. And the truth is that what we reward, it learns. What we ignore, it absorbs. And what we normalize, it scales. So if we build without inclusion, we scale exclusion. If we build without ethics, we scale harm. If we build without accountability, we automate confusion and we call it progress. So this is the shift that I want us to make today, from technology as a spectacle, from technology as stewardship, from innovation as speed to innovation as direction, from can we build it to should we build it in this way for these people with these protections towards these outcomes. So the women in this room are not on the train, we are laying the rails. One of the things I love most about this event is that the program itself tells a story. We heard from Aina, who's representing UNESCO on behalf of Eunice, who was unable to make it, that technology is never only technical. It must be also human, always social, and always moral. UNESCO represents the part of the future that asks not only what innovation can do, but what it must protect. One of my favorite people in the world, Linda Pinginakala, also unfortunately not able to make it today, she represents the architecture behind the trust, the laws, the policies, the strategies and the programs that help a country move from digital ambition to digital legitimacy. When Miss Amelia, and I'm not butchering the surname, when Miss Amelia enters the conversation, she brings the discipline of regulation. She stands for the rules of the road, the guardrails that keep digital growth fair. And when Linda McLeod was speaking, she brings the builder's view from the startup and scale-up ecosystem. She does the work of opening doors, expanding access, and shaping systems so that founders can grow. And one of my other favorite people, when Sonia Kutzer stands in the room, she represents leadership that refuses to separate innovation from ethics or growth from responsibility. And then finally, I want to say, not finally, just for this slide, not every rail is written in law. Some rails are human. That's why the voices we heard from Hermine Lago, from Debbie, they spoke about well-being, about belonging, about humanness. Those voices matter. And Beatrice, which is preceding or coming after me, she will be speaking about meaningful, scalable, and impactful careers. Because if the future is technically brilliant, but emotionally unlivable, ethically exhausting, and professionally unsustainable, then we have not built progress, we are building pressure. So what I do want to leave you with today, it's in your goodie bag, is Namibia's 2026 Tech Playbook. So this is something that myself, co-pilot, and Claude, because I believe that when it comes to AI, then you are allowed to have two husbands. One will not do. You need them to check each other. So with the help of that, but I promise you the idea and the creative part comes from my heart. So they did help me to refine it and fit it into 2 pages and use nice language. But the ideas come from my heart, and I want to leave you with this, and that's why we're giving it to you as well today. So the first one is move 1, build trustworthy AI, not just impressive AI. This is for the builders in the room, or actually anybody that has an influence on the builders in the room. We need systems that people can understand, challenge, trust, and use safely. That means better governance, better data handling, better human oversight. We're talking a lot about the humans today. Better transparency and better inclusion of our languages, our context, and our realities. If a system works beautifully in San Francisco, but not in Oshakati or Katima, it is not finished building. Yeah. Okay, move 2. Let's enable people before you automate them. If you know me at all, you know this is a very big theme in my life, is enabling and empowering. And what we see too many times are organizations asking, which tools should we buy? A better question is, what does the workforce need to understand, practice, question, and own before this tool can actually help anyone? Transformation fails when people feel replaced. It succeeds when people feel empowered. Move 3, secure the platform, not the perimeter. Cybersecurity is no longer a technical side conversation. It is a business issue, a public interest issue, a leadership issue, and increasingly a dignity issue. Because when systems fail, people pay the price. Their safety, their money, their lives, their families, their jobs. So security is not anti-innovation. Security is what makes innovation survivable. Move 4. Let's measure outcomes and not noise. It's not how many tools did we deploy, how many pilots did we announce, or how many impressive words did we say on stage, tying into what Leilani was saying about, show us the money. It's not just about what we are saying here. The real questions are, did the process become safer? Did the team become more capable? Did the citizen experience become better? Did trust increase? And did time return to human beings? So why are women especially important in this moment? And here I want to be very clear. Women are not important to innovation because it sounds nice to say so. We are not a tick box. Women are important and essential to innovation because we ask the questions that systems fail to ask. Who carries the burden? Who benefits? Who pays? These are not soft questions. They define risk, governance, and design. And Namibia needs more women asking these questions. In ministries, in boardrooms, in classrooms, in regulatory bodies, in investment spaces, in engineering teams, and every room where the future is decided. So, in closing, with this beautiful theme, She Builds, Namibia Thrives, I want to leave you with this. The future will not be shaped only by the loudest coders, the richest investors, or the fastest moving platforms. It will be shaped by the women who insist that technology must always be worthy of trust. The women who build policy, standards, and certainty, who grow ecosystems, shape culture, raise awareness, create safer systems, and make space for others to belong. That is why this theme matters, not because it is a slogan, because it is an instruction, a national instruction. Let's build the systems, the laws, and the courage to shape a future where we still have room to be human. And if we build that, if we build innovation with dignity, accountability, context, and care, then we will not just have smarter tools. We will have a smarter country, a safer country, a more capable country, a more inclusive country, a country that does not merely adopt technology, but shapes it with wisdom, a country that does not confuse innovation with noise, but aligns it with purpose, a country where women are not waiting to be let in, because we are building the door, the frame, the hinges, and the road leading to it all along.